Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to day two of the Philippine Football Federation eTrophy, the first ever uh, competition for the Philippine Football Federation, are featuring the FIFA 21 game. And now we have four players remaining, down from eight yesterday. We all have our four remaining players as we enter the knockout phase of this competition. Before we go into our schedule for today, we bring you the action from day one, where eight players started out in this competition, Group A and Group B, and we will see here who survived and who got knocked out of the competition, and the four remaining players who will contest the first ever PFF eTrophy today.
And Juan Bernat trying to go for another opportunity. There's the tip ball. Raul Gonzalez, and it goes in here for Relic. With the black jerseys right there. And Renard Yu is playing as PSG. As Renard Yu's going to get blitz passed by. And another shot there by Durrell. Rally blitz. Di Maria. Backer. Here's Kurzawa. And Renard Yu finds an opening 2-1 in favor of Renard over Durrell. Mahrez, Rodri are known as those passing specialists to Raheem Sterling. It's 2-2 shooting options as, oh, look at this, Sadio Mane goes 1-1, but the defense, and it goes through there, and United scope is now down. Miguelito Aquino is celebrating as it gets his first victory for today. That further Mo Salah against David De Gea. What's the outcome? And Miguelito Aquino goes for the stop on the United scope. And now Roberto to Messi, 1v1 with Rudiger. You can see Neymar back to Mbappe, the usual combination. Oh, he just pulls past Van Dijk right there, and Miguelito Aquino. Karate back to Paredes to Neymar. Neymar, go for the Xavi dribble pass, and it's 2-0 in ASAP. He's trying to live up to his IGN. Can he make some sort of moment of magic here? It's Roberto Firmino goes for the answer. That's what you need, Arcane Caster. Once again, the combination, the Havertz-Werner combination. That's a nice trick move right there by Rose Mallow. All the way to Mateo Kovacic.
Great action from day one of the PFF eTrophy. So we saw some of our qualifiers from for our knockout phase. From Group A, it's Renard Yu and Jorel Aristorenas finishing 1-2 in their bracket. And in Group B, it's Chicho San Gabriel and Robbie Seasons. We're using that Chelsea team and making the most out of the talents on that team. Let's bring in our co-host, our shoutcaster for this one, Carlos Pineda. Carlos, great action yesterday, and you expect nothing less as we bring you the knockout stage and especially the finals later on.
Yep, indeed, Sedelv. I mean, not only are we going to be expecting some great action, we're also going to be seeing some potential pocket strategies that have yet to be revealed since day number one. Like, I'm very intrigued. Like, there are so many teams in FIFA that a lot of these players could utilize. Like, number one, Inter Milan. I mean, they're currently the number one team in Italy with the Lukaku-Lautaro Martinez combination. And I believe some of these players could utilize that combination. I mean, it's a very, very deadly striking duo up front. Some say it could rival the very best in Europe, and some other teams that we've yet to mention, like Real Madrid, given the fluidity that they imposed this season in La Liga and in the Champions League, maybe these four players remain will actually deploy that sort of creativity that they're known for this season. And of course, there's the other teams that we haven't really talked about, like Arsenal, which is like one of the most popular teams in our country. And then there's Tottenham as well, who also has a devastating striker duo with Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. So those are the teams that I really, really want to see, and I'm hoping that these pocket strategies will be revealed, especially knowing that this is the knockout stages. So you gotta give your top secret, you gotta unleash it now, because remember, the prize is much bigger now, given the fact that you'll represent the Philippines in the FIFA international tournaments. That's really a huge momentum booster.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And as you mentioned, we saw our players, I don't know, by design, limited to some teams only. For example, Robbie Season relying on Chelsea for all of his three matches. Chicho San Gabriel using Barcelona all the way. And we saw some alliterations from Joel Aristorenas. He used Man City in one of his matches against Renard Yu, who's been very loyal to PSG. So, yeah, it is going to be very interesting how all of our players, come out with their strategy and, the way they utilize some of the stars of the game, the FIFA 21 game. And of course, you talked about the biggest prize of all, a chance to represent the Philippines in the FIFAe Nations Trophy. And you have to just qualify from the semifinals to clinch a spot in the to represent the country in the FIFAe Nations Trophy. But you want to go in that tournament as the champion of the Philippines, right? So for Renard Yu, Chicho San Gabriel, Robbie Season, and Joel Aristorenas, the prize is there for you to take this afternoon. So we can't wait to get the ball rolling. We're just about ready. I think we have a couple of minutes left before we bring you the first match, the first semifinal. Renard Yu still unbeaten so far in the competition, has one draw. Goes by the name of Pitch Black 6969, and of course Robbie Season, Rose Malov. So waiting in the wings are Chicho San Gabriel and Joel Aristorenas. This is something. It's also a big game to look out for. So it looks like both players are ready. And take it away, Carlos.
All right, thank you so much, Sedelf. And I'm hoping that the matchups that we're going to be having for today are not going to be the one-sided affairs. Like, of course, Chicho has dominated the competition so far as we go underway here with our very first leg of the knockout stages between Rose Mallow and Pitch Black. So, Pitch Black or Renard Yu is going to be playing as Paris Saint-Germain. On the other hand, Rose Mallow or Robbie Season is, I believe he's also playing Paris Saint-Germain. So this is like a mirror match that we're witnessing right now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you can see they have the same player. So it's a matter of mastery as you see Mbappe go for the shot right there. I mean, the fact that these two players that we have are very familiar with the way PSG play, utilizing the devastating front too, and they're actually executing the game plan perfectly. So Rose Mallow is representing PSG wearing the darker colored shirts, whereas Renard Yu is playing PSG with the bright white colors. And here we go, Renard Yu trying to go on the offensive now. Gives it to Sarabia, Dagba, Neymar. Oh, that's a nice turn right there, but gets denied there by the defender. Trying to go for the turbo booster to Neymar, but it does not yield the necessary effects. And now Rose Mallow going for the long ball. So you can clearly see that Renardieu has a distinct style in terms of like selecting his preferred 11. He doesn't really go for the usual superstars for PSG. He opts to go for the bench players for PSG. Like you see the likes of Sarabia and then even Bakker, and the fact that he's able to utilize them effectively really shows his skill level. Like he could actually dominate Rose Mallow. I mean, those dribble moves that he's showing right there. Sarabia goes for the shot and hits the top right corner, and Rose Mallow is now in a deep hole. And now he's going to go ultra defensive. If you look at his settings right now, he knows that Renardieu is going to be the most devastating. He's going to be delivering the most bombardment with Neymar and Mbappe, and even Sarabia that we witnessed earlier. And he has no choice. He has to go defensive here. Can he make some wonders? He has Leandro Paredes, and a foul is called. And with Marquinhos with a free kick, he could go for the long ball here. I mean, it could be one way to get that lucky bounce straight towards Renardieu's goal. And he just gives the ball to Diallo, but Renardieu was able to retrieve the ball. But Rose Mallow once again gets the ball back. Verratti is Moise Kean. He can go for the shot here. Will Renardieu be exposed? And yes, he is exposed. He has conceded there. And you might be thinking that Rose Mallow might be going for the ultra-conservative approach. He went ultra-defensive. But as you can see there, Renardieu got exposed. So Renardieu cannot underestimate Rose Mallow, even though he opted to go for the safer approach by going for the park the bus strategy. And now Renard, will he answer back? But this could be the opportunity for Rose Mallow to bounce back. He's got the 1-1. He's got the 1-1 draw. And he's certainly utilizing the strength of Leandro Paredes, who is definitely one of PSG's most important players, together with Marco Verratti. I mean, those are two of PSG's most influential ball progressors, so you have to utilize what they're capable of doing. But Renardieu opts to go for the flanks instead. Gives the ball to Kurzawa, back to Bakker, and then to Pembele. And Sarabia, guarded by Florenzi. Gives it to Neymar Jr., but Marquinhos puts a stomp onto Neymar Jr. But Renard's got the ball back. Dagba. Sarabia. Into central areas to Mbappe, but the shot was denied by Kimpembe. And now Rose Mallow could go on the counterattack. He's actually looking very lethal in these attempts. But Renardieu was able to answer back with Mbappe with the typical pirouette all the way to the dance moves that he's delivered right there. Oh, look at the trickery. Rose Mallow has to be cautious with that. He does not like his defense to be exposed just like that. But when you have a keeper like Keylor Navas, you have to say a prayer and say thank you as well. But this could be Rose Mallow's opportunity after the Keylor Navas save. It's Leandro Paredes to Florenzi. Interchanging the ball with Marquinhos. Utilizing the triangle. And now there's a space for Di Maria, but the touchline says no. Now Renard, he could actually go for the attack here. This time he goes for the main man, Neymar. Mbappe is running in the right flank. He could go for Mbappe. Oh, that's the second or third time that Renard actually tried to push the ball further forward. So those are the types of plays that you do not want to experience if you're Renard. Like, you want to capitalize on the impact that that Mbappe and Neymar are capable of doing. So it's really ill-advisable for you to make those careless mistakes. And maybe he could get some more from Di Maria or the other players. Instead, he goes for Mbappe instead. Neymar's in the central areas. He could go for the simple tap-in. And there he goes. That could be the nail in front of Rose Mallow's legacy. Can Rose Mallow bounce back, though? I mean, he knows the players of Renardieu. He knows what they're capable of doing. Oh, he's going for the lob pass to Moise Kean, but The referee flags it as offside, which denies Robbie Season the opportunity to go for the 2-2 draw. Now, Renard has already experienced what Rose Mallow's capable of doing, so he is going to be cautious in his approach here. And now Renard once again going for Sarabia. He sees Mbappe in the central areas. He could actually go for the shot. But the defense of PSG. Oh, that's a steal by Mbappe there. But it's not going to be an opportunity for Renard, and that will be the halftime whistle. Renard has the advantage 2-1 at halftime. And as for Rose Mallow, he's already changed his team. We normally associate Rose Mallow with Chelsea Football Club, but instead opts to go for PSG. Now down 1-2, he might have to make some adjustments in the second half. But so far, I believe he's sticking with his usual starting 11. As we see the highlights here between the two players. I mean, just look at how Renard, oh my goodness, that's a graceful display there with the way he utilized Sarabia. And then this is the free kick by Marquinhos. I believe this, it's just a simple pass to Diallo. But this one, and the skill level there by Renard, just showing the dribble maneuvers left and right. Just really taunts the defense of Rose Mallow. And Rose Mallow's not going to make some adjustments, or he's made a little bit of tweaks. Instead, proceeds to the second half. Second half is underway. Renard playing as PSG with the white shirt, whereas Rose Mallow is playing PSG with the darker colored apparel. And now Renard once again with Sarabia, who's been very lethal here on the left flank for Renard. It's Dagba. Di Maria, straight to Mbappe. Spins around, Spinaroonie again. Passes the ball to Di Maria, it's Neymar, he could just go for the simple flick, but no. Paredes, who's normally in the deep midfield areas, suddenly goes and supports the defensive side inside the penalty area. But Renard was able to catch the ball. And now he's just showboating with Sarabia, who just gives the ball to Juan Bernat. It's a crossing opportunity. Oh, look at that. That's a nice move right there. A simple straight ball. And it leads to Neymar Jr. with the finish. It's 3-1 in favor of Renard. He's just completely dominating Rose Mallow. I believe now is the perfect time for him to make some adjustments other than going for his usual defensive approach. And now here's the ball to Angel Di Maria. Can Rose Mallow produce wonders with Di Maria? He goes for the fake. Goes for another fake again. But backer there with the denial. And a corner. So much space in the central areas. That could have been a nice opportunity to go for the header, given so much space that could be exploited there by Rose Mallow. But the end product wasn't there. So now Renard could actually capitalize on this as an opportunity. Now Mbappe in the left flank. Normally we see him inside the penalty area for Renard, but instead goes towards the far left. Now he shifts the attention to Angel Di Maria, who just completely dances in front of Diallo, just breaking his ankles left and right. Mbappe, step over in front of two defenders. That's very, very confident of Renard. And now here's Pembele. Can he make something with Pembele? And he just did. It's the midfielder. It's one of the most sluggish attempts for Renard, but it doesn't really seem to matter at all, as Rose Mallow is certainly in a massive deep hole. Remember, this is the first yet reached the second leg. And so far, it's looking like Renard is going to stop the entire series, given the fact that he's completely dominating Rose Mallow in this match. Now, let's see what Rose Mallow can do. He's already utilizing the creative spark plugs of PSG. Verratti, Neymar, and Paredes. Just passing the ball like a triangle. Your typical League One trident. And maybe you could go for more with Angel Di Maria. But so far, there's no effect yet. Rose Mallow, can he get that score that he desperately needs? That's a nice attempt there on the corner kick, but does not yield the goal. And so far, he goes for the shot with a steal from Leandro Paredes. But the dividends have yet to be reached. And now Renard goes straight to Mbappe. He sees Neymar up front. He goes to Neymar Jr. Sarabia's in the lift. Oh, actually, he goes past the defender right there. Keylor Navas with the heroics. But there's Sarabia with the follow-up in the rebound. It's 5-1 as Renardieu is just toying past Rosemallow, which we thought is going to be a close encounter between these two players, given the fact that it was a 1-1 draw. But so far, Renardieu is just showing that he's definitely miles ahead of his competition right now. I mean, this could be a guaranteed finals berth for Renardieu. And now Rosemallow once again trying to utilize his star players. He gives it to Neymar and then Angel Di Maria. But Keylor Navas, actually that's Rico who denies the shot from Angel Di Maria. Oh, the through ball by Renard straight to Angel Di Maria, the other Angel Di Maria. Casually dribbling the ball to Mbappe with a soft touch to Sarabia. And there's nothing that PSG's defense could do to handle that. It's already 6-1 for Renard. Yeah, Rosemallow is already suffering from a catastrophic result. But so far, even though he's already played PSG, he still couldn't match the level of Renard. That just shows you that Renard has truly in a different level with the Paris Saint-Germain team. And even his defense, the fact that he's aggressively stifling any shot from Robbie Cisse just shows you how he's capable of a masterminding the defensive stance of this PSG team. And Rosemallow clearly has no answer. He's already down by 5 goals. He needs to score like 6 goals for him to go to the playoffs if you base it in the result. And now here's Mbappe, Neymar, who's just dilly-dallying his way. Goes for the simple feint in. Passes the ball to Pembele. Just giving us how a ballet theater show there. Oh, another showboat attempt. It's Mbappe again. And Rosemallow could actually raise the white flag right now. And that's what we're seeing with the way he's stalling with Neymar, that attempt. Simply the morale is not with him. Even Mbappe there by Renardieu's Mbappe is playing solid defense, which is very uncharacteristic of the real-life Mbappe. Now he's just going to prance his way around 1v1 with Kimpembe, but Marquinhos is there in the right positioning to make sure that does not go through. Neymar. And that could be the full-time whistle. And it is a full-time whistle. And Renardieu has just completely made his mark in this game. Pablo Sarabia has scored a hat-trick, 3 goals. He is like the last person you'd expect to score a hat-trick for PSG. Because normally, when we talk about hat-tricks, it's always about the Neymars and the Mbappes. But Renardieu has said that perhaps the other members deserve a chance as well. Just look at the score, a whooping 1-7 scoreline in 90 minutes. And how will Rosemallow respond in the second leg? Does he have to change the team? Well, that's going to be a very, very interesting discussion as well to consider. Does he go back to Chelsea, given the fact that they've got some solid defensive pieces with Antonio Rudiger, and he's also partnered with Kurt Zuma or a Christensen. But so far, Renardieu has just shown that it doesn't matter if you change the defense, because we're still going to dominate and just dilly-dally with the dribble moves left and right. So it's really a struggle here for Rosemallow. I mean, so far he's already shown that this is his pocket strategy, his Paris Saint-Germain team. Maybe it's time for him to go for his safety net, which is none other than a Chelsea Football Club.
Wow, big win there by Renner due to put one foot in the finals. As we take a look at some of the action, it was actually at one point 1-1 between these two sides, and all of a sudden though, Renner Dew just stamping his class against Robbie Season in the second half. You take a look at the possession stats, dominated by Renner Dew as well earlier, and also had efficient 11 with a very nice return of 7 goals. So a mountain to climb nonetheless for Robbie Season as they square off in the second leg, which is happening in around after 30 minutes, because we will have semifinal number 2 in a short while. The thoughts on that performance, Carlos? You know, needless to say, Renner Dew showing no rust, just picking up from where he left off yesterday.
Yeah, and this is actually one of his most dominant victories so far, besides his match with United Stoke previously. And this actually speaks volume about his skill level. Like, we look at the stats here, like 64% possession, and then you got 11 shots on target, as compared to his opponent who only had 1, which is like, wow, that's just amazing there by Renard. And the fact that he even lets his offensive players play good defense. Like, I've never seen Mbappe in real life play a properly timed tackle, but Renard just showed it here. So that just shows you the mastery of this game. And I mean, I'm not sure how Rose Mallow is really going to bounce back. I mean, you just look at the highlights here. Just look at that skill level right there. That's just a simple tap. Just a simple tap, push the ball forward, and he just bamboozled the defender. I mean, you can clearly see that he's really in this like S tier in terms of like the player base that we have here in this country.
Yeah, so Rose Mallow, Robbie Season has a decision to make whether or not to stay with PSG or use his favorite Chelsea team, which he relied on yesterday. We will know what is going to happen there in that semifinal after this second semifinal, which we will bring you when we return. This is still the PFF eTrophy.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the FIFAe Nations Series here in the Philippines. And what we have right now is the other knockout stage match between Chicho San Gabriel and Jorel Aristarenas. Jorel playing as Paris Saint-Germain, who uses the IGN rally clips, and Chicho San Gabriel, the so far king of Group B, or C San Gab, is playing as FC Barcelona. So we've witness a glimpse of the formations being deployed by these two players, with Jorel going for the traditional 4-4-2 formation. I believe
he's going for a balanced approach. And I also saw a glimpse of his sort of like tactical approach. I believe he's also going a bit defensive in this matchup. Of course, given the fact that you're up against one of the very best in FIFA right now in this tournament, you certainly have no choice. Maybe you'll be forced to go on the conservative approach, and he's already has that home court advantage, and he will definitely not want to disappoint Parc de France fans who invested a lot of money just to see their team get embarrassed. As the match is underway, Chicho with the dark colored shirts, whereas Jarrell is playing as PSG with the white collared jerseys. And now Chicho already showing this intense pressure. He's already trying to utilize Jordi Alba. Now he gives the ball to Ousmane Dembele. So if we saw Renard, his best friend, go for like the bench players of PSG, Chicho also loves to deploy those sort of fringe players as well. But maybe that this could be a different ball game, since Reliclips has shown some glimpses against Renard that he is capable of dominating this match. And we might see it right here as Di Maria tries to go for the opening. But instead, here comes a counter-attacking opportunity. It's Pedri, who's got so much space here. Can Kimpembe chase him? There's the shot. But Keylor Navas with the rejection. Excellent save there by Keylor Navas. Here comes Messi, but the defense there with Marquinhos does not allow him to get that opportunity. So we saw some two threatening shots here, but we see Mbappe and Lenglet chasing for the ball. And Mbappe by Reliclips goes for the shot, forcing Ter Stegen to go for the save. So we see these two players already having that sort of hiccups. We might see another one there. It's a brilliant cross there by Reliclips. Now you could go for the third, and there it goes! Reliclips has finally scored. He's got the lead over Chicho San Gabriel. Normally it's Chicho who takes the lead, but this time Reliclips has found that momentum. Will this be the first game where we witness Chicho finally sweat, finally toil his way to victory? This could be that match. There's Reliclips going on the counterattack, but Chicho was able to thwart it. Here's Messi. There's Luke de Jong. And that opportunity wasted, but it actually leads to a penalty shot here. Let's see what Chicho, can he guess this right? Oh, that was a nice save there. Chicho did not guess it right. It's actually Reliclips who psychologically got the upper hand in that match. Wow, this is really a challenge. This is the first time we've witnessed Chicho finally encounter a challenge. But maybe that challenge could actually lead to something here as Frankie de Jong tries to go on the counterattack. But so far, Reliclips has denied every opportunity for Chicho to go on the counterattack. Now here's the ball by Reliclips to Pembele. Back to Paredes. Mbappe. Here's Florenzi. Guarded by Jordi Alba. Mbappe. Paredes. Di Maria. Will he go for his signature left-footed shot? No. The defender is there. Now Pedri. Dembele. Now Chicho is really not known to unleash the full force of Lionel Messi. But in this game, he might be forced to go for Lionel Messi. There's Frankie de Jong. Sergio Roberto. Just give and go with Frankie de Jong once more. Messi is wide open. He did not pass the ball to the central areas. I was expecting he was going to pass the ball towards Messi, who's just wide open in that penalty area. But instead, he just tries to go for the fanciful dribble play. And now Kimpembe with the yellow card, courtesy of that foul inside the penalty area. There's Neymar on the shot. But so far, the opportunity was not there. Instead, Chicho could capitalize on this, but Kimpembe was able to read the game plan with perfection. Now here's Ousmane Dembele. He sees Messi. Messi with a shot. Messi scores. And Relly Clips has finally bled in front of Chicho San Gabriel. And that could be the momentum booster for CSUN Gab. This time it's Barcelona star player Lionel Messi delivering the final blow. And now Relly Clips is looking to respond with Florenzi. But Chicho was able to deny it. Here's Ousmane Dembele. Once again thwarted, this time by Marquinhos. And here he goes. It's actually Relly Clips getting the ball back. Di Maria. It's tackled there strongly by Lenglet, leading to a foul. With Relly Clips regaining possession. Florenzi. Back to Mbappe. Neymar. Back to Mbappe. The usual front two for PSG. Di Maria back to Neymar. Neymar, he's just trying to fancy his way. That's a wide open shot there for Relly Clips. And Jorel has finally found the redemption lead. It's 2-1 in favor of Relly Clips. This is definitely the first challenge of CSUN Gab's FIFA career. Will Jorel go to the knockout stages? Actually, among all, between the two knockout stage matches, this one has the potential to be a close affair, and it's showing some signs here. Messi. Chicho trying to use Messi, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't really that effective. Instead, we see Relly Clips on the counter-attack. It's Neymar Jr. He's got so much space here. Will he go for the shot? And he goes for the shot straight. Here's the rebound shot, which was denied by Lenglet. Boy, Chicho has to be thankful that he had Lenglet and that starting 11. Otherwise, things would have been different. Here's Leandro Paredes. He's just fancying his way to Mbappe. Trying to attract one or two defenders. Actually, he has attracted one or two defenders. But maybe he wants to get that opening to go for the shot. Now here he goes, Jorel with Kylian Mbappe. 1v1 with Sergio Roberto as Mbappe scores, as Jorel has been dominant in this match. I believe he has done his homework here over Chicho San Gabriel. First half has already been done, and my goodness, you can clearly see how dominant he was this match. And this is the first time we've witnessed Chicho being down by a huge margin already. 3-1, and he opted for this 5-3-2 formation instead of going for the 4-4-2, which I believe is very effective given the fact that Chicho is very offensively blessed. So you might as well go for a very defensive lineup. As for Chicho, goes for that coveted 4-3-3. Goes for the 4-3-3, but narrow for FC Barcelona, because normally you'd associate Barcelona as a 4-3-3 that can go for like a wide approach. And now Jorel is enjoying this potential victory in the first half. And we can clearly see the matchups here to go in the second half. Jorel just riding that momentum. Will Chicho have the response? Pedri, Sergio Roberto, Collado. Goes 1v1 with Marquinhos, but Marquinhos denies it. Here's Juan Bernat, Di Maria, Leandro Paredes, Mbappe. And that's a good defensive stance there by Chicho, who gives the ball to Messi, straight to Collado. And he's trying to look for an opening with Sergio Roberto. It's Pedri. 1v1 with Kurzawa. And Kurzawa with that stalwart stance in front of Chicho. And now Relly Clips goes for Juan Bernat to Bakker, to Marquinhos. Back to Juan Bernat. This could be a crossing opportunity. Instead tries to flood the ball towards the central areas. But it hasn't yet yielded for him, which leads to Chicho on the counterattack. But I said things too early as Relly Clips was able to regain possession. Dembele trying to draw the attention of Frankie de Jong, which is a very smart plan there. because that could lead to an opportunity like that. And now Chicho trying to go for the ball to Jordi Alba, Moriba. And Kurzawa was able to read the pass. And here comes Yo. Apparently that was looking like a threatening stance there by Rally Clips, but Chicho instead goes for something else. Messi. Gives it to Pedri. Collado. Here's Frankie de Jong for Chicho. Sergio Roberto. Moriba. Pedri. Back to Messi. Not a good touch there by Chicho. He has to be cautious with that, especially knowing that you're down 1-3. You certainly have to be careful with your dribble moves because you want to get that goal-scoring effort. But this could be the chance here by Collado to Messi. Here's Frankie de Jong. Finds Pedri. That's already being swarmed by Pembele. As a counterattack here by Rally Clips, who tries to give the ball to Neymar up front. But Chicho was able to read it perfectly. Now here's Chicho with Collado. But once again, Rally Clips has just given us a perfect defensive masterclass here. Maybe he's gotten a page from Jose Mourinho himself. The 2010 Jose Mourinho team. Just look at how he's completely clogged the penalty area, just making sure that this Barcelona team does not get any space. And Chicho, he's trying to move the ball around, trying to look for an opening, making sure that he could attract like one or two defenders to expose a certain area, but that's not the case for him. Like, Jorel is not overcommitting. Okay, maybe he did, but he was able to provide that help defense that he desperately needed to make sure that Chicho does not get that booster inside that penalty area. And just look at that. Look at the number of players. Look at the timing, the precision of the tackles there by Relly. He's really waiting for Chicho to make a mistake. Look at how sharp Rally Clips' defense is. Normally when you're up against a really, really good player in terms of like dribbling in FIFA, you might get shocked. It's going to be the chance for Chicho, who was able to exploit the space, moving the ball backwards just to attract the defense, and it worked wonders for him. So maybe that could be his game plan with him trailing by a goal. Now remember, Chicho needs to win the series. He has a second leg to bounce back. But given how Relly has just, executed a masterful defensive display here, it might be really difficult for him. De Jong. Chicho using De Jong to Sergio Roberto. Pedri. Sergio Roberto. Is Messi. Oh. You see Pembele once again. So Rally Clips is utilizing his midfielders to go for the defensive stance, which is really commendable for him, as he might go into counterattack with Neymar, but that was denied there by Firpo. Right, here's Messi. It's Frankie de Jong. Pedri. Collado. Moriba was Chicho's star player yesterday. Maybe he could be the spark plug here, but Marquinhos with the excellent denial with the back heel pass in front of Chicho inside a penalty area. Such confidence there, exuberating, just making sure that could psychologically destabilize Chicho. And maybe there could be more wonders with Juan Bernat running. He's already running low in stamina. Doesn't really care, though. He was able to outmuscle Sergino Dest. But Dest with the recovery. Okay, so Jorel trying to make sure that the counterattack was already stopped. So he sent one of his defenders charging straight to Pedri. Here's Frankie de Jong for Chicho. Passes the ball back to Pedri. He was able to go for the turn, but a great defensive effort there by Jorel, reading the plan of Chicho once again. Take note, guys, Chicho, I believe, is dominating possession in this match. He tried so many attempts to make sure that he could get a goal, but so far, Rally Clips was able to read every method in the book. And this could be the foul. Rally Clips might go for the Hail Mary shot in the dying seconds of this match. He's already got that momentum. He's already got that lead. And there you go. Jorel Aristorenas handing Chicho his very first loss of the tournament. And my goodness, that could be like an eye-opener for Chicho, saying that he's no longer as invincible as he once was. I mean, yesterday he did prove that, but this is the knockout stages. This is a different level. And Jorel, who wasn't able to get that victory over Renard, was able to get that victory over his friend Chicho. So that's going to be an interesting second leg, like the 3-2 score in the first leg. In the second leg, can Chicho bounce back? Now remember, there is no away goal rule in this tournament. So if it's a draw, we might even go for a golden goal match, which is going to be a grinding and a nail-biting encounter.
Wow, that's right, Carlos. And yeah, very stunned with the result actually, because Chicho was very dominant in the group stage. And here comes Durrell. He suffered his first loss against Renard yesterday, and it seemed like it was a wake-up call for him not to take these kids lightly. And yeah, we'll see what happened today. Chicho going for Barcelona again, and you know, both players going with their familiar teams that they use. So the very close score line, and this is a very I can't wait for the second leg really, because that was just the first half of our two-legged semifinal. Renard Yu seems like he's all set to enter the finals, but the second semifinal is proving to be a very exciting one, and it could go either way. It's just one goal separating Chicho and Jarrell, so I can't wait for the second leg of that one. And a very, I can see the level of skill here. It's just remarkable how these players counter and come up with ways to score against each other, because they're pretty good in both ends actually. That's why the five goals was actually quite a surprise to me, especially with the way they play.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it was really a close encounter. I was thinking maybe this could be one of these Chicho San Gabriel master classes once again, but of course, Jarrell has proven, nope, I'm not a pushover. I've already read your game plan. Like, you can clearly see in that matchup, like, defensively, he was really eyeing on Chicho San Gabriel. Like, he's not like the other players that Chicho went up against. Chicho, when he went up against like the other members of Group B, he was like, I can just make your defender break an ankle. He's gonna tumble down, and I'm just going to score past him. This Jarrell just proved, nope, that's not the case, man. Like, I know when to go for the slide tackle. I know who to drop deep if I have to inside the penalty area. I know if my positioning is right to the point where Chicho's not gonna have that angle over Keylor Navas. And man, Chicho, he was able to flex his muscles with the likes of Moriba and the other fringe players of Barcelona. Maybe this match will prove that I have to go to the usual starting 11, bring in guys like Ansu Fati, bring in guys like Antoine Griezmann, because we have not seen Antoine Griezmann in Chicho's playbook, and maybe he might be forced to go for the typical Ronald Koeman lineup.
Yeah. So I think we're just about ready for semifinal number the second leg of the first semifinal. Renard Yu and Robbie Season. But Carlos will bring you the action in a bit. This is the PFF the road Nations Cup. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the FIFAe Nations Series here in the Philippines. This is the second leg between Robbie Season, aka Rose Mallow, versus Renard Yu, aka Pitch Black. Now, Renard Yu has completely stomped Rose Mallow in the first leg. So the big question is, will it be a curtain call for Rose Mallow? Will he roll in the red carpet for Renard Yu? Or will Robbie Season pull off the impossible, bouncing back from like a 6 to 7 goal deficit and then storming his way back to victory? Just look at the scoreline, 7-1. It's a Renard Yu nightmare for Rose Mallow. Now, Rose Mallow deployed PSG, and let's see if he changed it. Yes, he opted to go for his comfort pick, which is Chelsea Football Club. As the match is underway, Renard Yu as Paris Saint-Germain wearing the darker toned apparel versus Robbie Season, Rose Mallow, representing Chelsea Football Club with the light blue skin. And the match is underway, the first half, and here we go as Rose Mallow, as usual, is struggling to defend against Renard Yu. As Sarabia goes 1v1, goes 1v2 against Rudiger, and whoever is up against it, it doesn't really seem to matter. Robbie Season, Rose Mallow will definitely need to call Thomas Tuchel for any assistance right now. He's already being lambasted here by Renard Yu. Now Rose Mallow trying to go for his signature players. Azpilicueta is one of them. Zuma. He's more of a Ben Chilwell guy, but so far the pass to Chilwell, or the attempt by Chilwell, actually leads to a counter-attacking opportunity. Is Renard with Neymar. Pass 3 defend. Actually not pass, he's just like making a ballet theater in front of 3 defenders here by Rose Mallow. He's just comfortably passing the ball between Dagba and Neymar, so you can clearly see he's just relaxing his way to the finals. I mean, he knows he's already qualified. He knows he will represent the Philippines for the FIFA tournaments in the international level, so I might as well try to breeze my way here. I mean, I'm already up 1-0. Rose Mallow trying desperately to defend, trying to send N'Golo Kante, who is one of Chelsea's astute defenders, in the midfield areas, but so far it hasn't yielded any dividends as Renard Yu's just toying over him. But now Rose Mallow with the counter-attack here. Mount to Kovacic. No, that's not a typical Kovacic pass because Renard Yu was able to intercept it perfectly. Here's Neymar, 1v1 with Azpilicueta. Outruns Azpilicueta here. Renard Yu, could he go for more? No! He just went to the side netting instead. But that's a great 1v1 attempt there by Renard Yu, just making sure that Cesar Azpilicueta does not have any easy going against Neymar. Now Rose Mallow trying to pass the ball, but Sarabia is just denying Kovacic any lane. Was able to find the space needed. Here's Mateo Kovacic on the right side. Not an area that Kovacic would like to operate because he's normally a player located in the central areas. But if you're Renard Yu, that's going to be a... Oh, there's a header shot, but was denied. A good corner attempt there by Rose Mallow. Here comes the second opportunity. Rose trying to go for Timo Werner. He's really aiming for Timo Werner here. Werner does not get the ball, but Azpilicueta gets it, goes for the shot. Rico was able to deny it. So Renard we saw a slight scare there, but given the fact that he's up already 8-1 in aggregate, does not really seem to bother him at all. Man, just look at the control by Mbappe. Even if it looked a bit awkward there, Renard just completely felt very at ease. Now Rose Mallow with Christian Pulisic. Goes for the cross. And it's a long shot. But Rico denies it. Great goalkeeping there by Rico, saving Renard Yu's very comfortable lead. And Rico captures the ball away from Olivier Giroud, which you have to do, since Giroud is one of the most lethal aerial threats for Chelsea. Is Sarabia from Mbappe was able to blitz past Azpilicueta. It seems as if Renard Yu's target is actually Cesar Azpilicueta. Neymar turns, flicks, nope, says Kurt Zouma. And that could be a sigh of relief for Rose Mallow. So he has the Giroud and Werner combination. Yesterday we saw that Havertz-Werner combination by Rose Mallow. And so far it hasn't really yielded anything for him in that attempt. Now here's Renard Yu with Mbappe. Neymar. But that was properly defended there, but I don't think so, says Renard Yu. Neymar is just providing that sort of hip-hop moves in that area. Passes the ball. Oops, that could have been another opportunity for Renard Yu, but Robbie Season was able to deny that attempt. Now Robbie going for the counterattack. It's Christian Pulisic guarded by Juan Bernat, and Juan Bernat was able to get the upper hand over Christian Pulisic. Now Renard with Sarabia. So Rose Mallow not giving, actually he's giving a lot of space for Renard to dominate the left flank because he knows he's going to like drive forward and attempt a shot inside the penalty area. So you might as well clog the penalty area to make sure, but it doesn't really seem to work, but so far it hit the post there for Renard Yu. I mean, whatever defensive stance that Robbie Season is pulling off, whether it's like going for the Diego Simeone approach, which is to forcefully send everyone inside the penalty area, that does not seem to be the case here. It feels like Renard is just going to tuchel his way in front of that six-man defense or any sort of like defensive stance a la Diego Simeone. Pirouette by Mbappe. Denied there. Rose Mallow trying to lead a counterattack with N'Golo Kante, who is one of Chelsea and Leicester City's primary counterattacking options. If you want to go direct, which Kante has done with Jamie Vardy and even with the likes of Morata and Higuain for Chelsea. So far, aggregate score 8-1 in favor of Renard Yu. If you look at the number of shots so far, it's pretty even. It's not like in game number 1 or in the first leg where Rose Mallow only had like one shot compared to Renard Yu's 11 in the entire 90 minutes. But so far, it looks pretty even. And we're going to look at these substitutions. Renard is comfortable. He's not going to make any changes. But for Rose Mallow, will he go for something here? 31% possession is not looking good for Rose Mallow. He's going to resume the match. He's not going to think about making a miraculous comeback. He knows his fate has already been sealed since the first minute of first leg. So 45 minutes for Rose Mallow to make a miracle with the traditional Chelsea lineup. And he's already being harassed here by Renard Yu. Just looking how Renard is denying the passing options. Just making sure that the central areas are not going to be open. But that leaves opportunities for Rose Mallow to go for the flanks. But knowing how Renard is confident with his fullbacks, he does not need to worry about an opening in the left flank, or maybe this could be the attempt here. But the fact that Renard was able to read that defensive play well means that it doesn't really matter what Rose Mallow throws into him. Chilwell. Antonio Rudiger. Kurt Zouma. Mason Mount. To N'Golo Kante. Werner. Chilwell. Goes for the cross. But Renard Yu was able to block that cross. So now that's going to be a corner for Rose Mallow. He's looking for Timo Werner. I believe you should look for Olivier Giroud for that as Werner goes for the header. But you have Renardieu, was able to position his defender well near the post of the penalty area to make sure that Timo Werner does not get that header attempt. Instead, we see Renard with angle Di Maria. Fakes his way, does not work wonders though. The pass to Kovacic, properly intercepted. It's Neymar, pass one, pass two. It doesn't matter. He just goes for the simple, push the ball forward, and Rose Mallow has no choice but to eat his own words. Forcing him to be completely depleted right now. Renardieu is just moving the ball with ease. Actually, that was Rose Mallow, I mean. Rudiger. Kante. So Renard is actually clogging the midfield and the attacking areas of Rose Mallow. He just lets the defense pass the ball around. I mean, if you're forcing Rose Mallow to just pass the ball in the sides, then you've done a really good job if you're a Renard. Now here's Renard with Di Maria. Mbappe tries to flick the ball towards the back of his foot. But that was too fanciful that Rose Mallow was able to read it. Now this could be a substitution here. Let's see if Robbie Season is going to make a miracle. I mean, this does not look miraculous for him, given the massive scoreline. Jorginho in for Kovacic. So a creative player for another creative player. The difference is Kovacic is more of like the connector. He's more of a short passer. Jorginho is more of a long-distance passer, and he puts Giroud as a right wing, which is definitely not his position. He's definitely going to change that. Kai Havertz is available. You might want to utilize Kai Havertz. Instead, goes for, I believe it's Hudson-Odoi in the right area for Rose Mallow. All right, so the substitutions have been set. Jorginho replacing Kovacic. Perhaps we could see Rose Mallow deliver some long balls in this match. Chilwell. Mason Mount. Denied by Renardieu's defense. And you can see Renardieu trying to use Mbappe against Kurt Zouma. But Zouma was able to outmuscle him. Mount. Jorginho. Kante. Werner. Forced to pass the ball back to Kurt Zouma. So a proper use of the shielding tactic there by Renardieu, just to make sure that the offensive player does not get any open doors. As Hudson-Odoi goes for the cross. That could have been a perfect opportunity there for Rose Mallow. But it seems things aren't really going his way. He tries to go for crossing is his only option in this match, given how Renard has properly defended the pitch. This could be like a 10-1 scoreline for Renardieu. Oh my goodness. Mendy nearly tumbled the ball straight to his net. That would have been a massive blooper reel for the Chelsea goalkeeper. Rudiger. Kante. Can Rose Mallow go for the through ball? But no, Florenzi, together with his partner in crime, was able to deny that. Here's a cross towards... He was actually aiming for Christian Pulisic. Kante. Jorginho. Werner. Here's Timo Werner. It's Kante. Oh. Nice clogging stance there by Renardieu. Oh, no, that could have been another shot there by Mbappe. but Eduardo Mendy was able to command the penalty area, making sure that that will not be an embarrassing goal. Rudiger, Ben Chilwell, Timo Werner, N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, Mason Mount, Hudson-Odoi to Pulisic. Dagba trying to out-muscle Pulisic. Pulisic not being able to move forward, so Renard's doing a good job in making sure that neither of Chelsea's progressive players do not find an opening. Kante, Jorginho, Werner. Werner does not know where to pass the ball, finds an opening through Jorginho and Kante. Ben Chilwell, N'Golo Kante. You don't associate him as a long-distance scorer, so if you're Robbie Season, you have to move the ball away from him. He's more of a box-to-box midfielder as 90 minutes have gone by. A 9-1 aggregate score in favor of Renard U. He is going to the finals of this tournament, and he is definitely enjoying his way. He just breezed past Rose Mallow in this match. Now, Rose Mallow was able to slightly scare Renard U in the first leg, but it doesn't really seem to matter because he's going through with the 9-1 aggregate lead. It doesn't matter if Rose Mallow made some changes, whether switching from PSG to Chelsea or going for the other bench players of Chelsea, whether it's Hudson-Odoi, whether it's Jorginho over Kovacic, trying to add that depth in terms of creativity, trying to go for the long ball play, because Jorginho is known for that, but that wasn't really the case. Instead, it's a Renard U masterclass. Once again, it's time in the second leg. And just look at the highlights here. Oh man, that's a picture perfect shot past Eduardo Mendy. Man, if that went in by Neymar, that will be a mind-boggling moment. Or it could be like a glitchy FIFA scene that's normally associated. And just look at that. The simple tap, straight the speedster, past Kurt Zuma. Nothing that Eduardo Mendy could do. I mean, it's a comfortable 2-0 victory there by Renard U. It's not like a typical stomp like a 7-1 that we saw earlier, but it's still a good performance, without a doubt.
Wow. Very impressed with Renard U. Congratulations to him. Carlos, if that Neymar shot from a very tight angle went in, I'll say it, uwian na. Although nasa bahay lang naman talaga si Renard U. But that was a spectacular performance over 2 legs for Renard U. Now he waits for the winner between his good friend Chicho San Gabriel and Jorel Aristorenas. But wow, now that we saw some of the replays of the action, I gotta say that I had some sort of deeper appreciation with the way he was able to manipulate the controller and manipulate the players to perform in such fashion, in such a way that how he was able to get himself some space to take that shot. And mind you, Carlos, those 2 goals in the second leg all came in the near post, and it's very hard even for this game to score from the near post. So yeah, props to Renard U. I want to see how he handles the controller. Hopefully someday, when we get this offline tournament, when we shift to an offline tournament, we will be able to see how quick these hands are of our players, because from what we're seeing, even though we're purely online, it's such a joy to watch how they're able to perform at that level. So also congratulations to Robbie Season for getting it this far. Rose Mallow, I'm pretty sure we have not seen the last of him in the PFF eTrophy. I think he will be participating in future tournaments as well. So on to the finals for Renard U, and we will be right back for the second semifinal. Jorel Aristorenas and Chicho San Gabriel. Aristorenas with a 3-2 advantage after the first leg. So we'll see how it pans out in the second leg. Carlos Pineda will be bringing in the action here on the PFF eTrophy. We'll be right back.
And we are back for the FIFAe Nations Series here in the Philippines. Right now, what we have is a second leg between Jorel Aristorenes, also known as Rally Clips, against Chicho San Gabriel, aka Season Gab. Now, Chicho, this is his first defeat in the tournament. He has played Barcelona in the most comfortable fashion. You could argue it is in the level of Pep Guardiola back in 2011 yesterday. But so far, in this match, he might have to pull a rabbit out of a hat, or he might have to go for a masterful display, because so far, it's not looking easy for him. As for Jorel, that was a convincing win. I mean, it may be close, but that was enough to prove that he deserves to be involved in the big leagues. So we saw him earlier with a 5-3-2 formation, or a back three defensive stance, but instead he's trying to shift his formation. So he knows what's cooking here. He really knows what's cooking. Like, he goes from a back three or a back five. Now he's going for a back four, if you look at his screen right now. So it just shows you he's really prepared for this matchup. And the fact that he's opted to go for Paredes and Verratti, who are not as defensively astute as, let's say, Gana Gay and Paredes, or if not Gana Gay, let's say like a Herrera, who's like a very good harassment specialist, or a Marquinhos in the defensive midfield areas. Actually, no, he's sticking with a back five or a back three that can transition to a back five anytime. So he's going a bit defensive. Even his depth, his squad depth is opted to go backward, so he's really opting to go for a very defensive game, which has worked wonders for him. Like, he was able to clog the penalty areas and properly time those tackles in front of Chicho San Gabriel. So you're going to see the same game plan. So the big question is, has Chicho found a way to adapt to this defensive low block here by Jorel Aristorenes? I mean, Tifo Football has already published the many ways of destroying a low block. You could go for the crosses, you could go for the passes to the flanks, you could go for like quick successions, which is what Barcelona is known for. And here we go. The second leg has begun here. Chicho playing as Barcelona, wearing the dark-colored jerseys, whereas Jorel as Paris Saint-Germain with the white-collared jerseys. And now Chicho already looking very sharp here in terms of possession. But Leandro Paredes, he was able to recover with Pedri. There's a clearance straight to Neymar. Interchanging with Mbappe. Nice 1-2s. Here's Mbappe against two defenders. He scores! No! He does not score in front of two defenders. That would have been epic if that went through the goalkeeper. Now Chicho with the goal kick straight to Pedri. Moriba. So he's still sticking with his bench players. He's not going for the usual Antoine Griezmann's and Ansu Fati's of this world. He did go for Araujo. Now he's going for Pedri. Messi to De Jong. Collado. Pedri. Messi in the central areas. Here's Messi, the talisman for Barcelona. Collado, who acts like a talisman if Chicho San Gabriel is playing him. Oh, so much space for Mbappe, but you've got a great defensive stance there by Chicho. As you can see, Chicho is once again struggling, so he hasn't yet figured out how to destroy this low block of Jorel. And now he's Jorel. Gives the ball to Florenzi. Leandro Paredes. Verratti. Angel Di Maria, who's inside the midfield areas as Pochettino would instruct him to do against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Send Di Maria in the midfield areas, overloaded to make sure that Neymar comfortably transitions the ball, and that's what we're seeing right now. Di Maria, he could go for his left foot shot. Di Maria! Angel Di Maria with the score. This time it's his right foot. Straight from an error from Chicho San Gabriel inside the penalty area, and things are not looking good. He's already down 4-2 in aggregate. He needs to score 2 goals to tie the series and maybe go for a golden goal opportunity in the third game, or maybe score 3 goals to completely stop this match and say goodbye to Jorel. Verratti. Di Maria. He just dribbled past his way again. Here's Neymar. Oh, pass Araujo. But Araujo was able to read it perfectly. Now Chicho going for Moriba to Collado. How he'd wish he has Ousmane Dembele leading that, because he's got the speed advantage. Now Jorel with the ball. Juan Bernat. Di Maria. Marco Verratti. Neymar. Mbappe. That slick combination between the two of them. But the defensive stance by Araujo stifles it. Now here's Chicho with Frankie de Jong, his usual suspect, with Pedri. De Jong. Moriba! Phew, that was well fluffed and denied by Jorel, who goes on the counterattack. Neymar is wide open. Firpo is far, far away. And that's Jorel with Neymar Jr. It's already 5-2 in aggregate, 0-2. This is not looking good. This is not looking good for Chicho San Gabriel. This is the first time he's being dominated in this tournament. 5-2 is the aggregate score. And Jorel just showing that he's done his homework. He already submitted his thesis 3 years early just by reading Chicho's game plan. And he could actually go for more with Mbappe, trying to go for the fancy tricks. And we've seen the strength of Jorel Aristorenas. He's really a PSG player. I mean, we've seen glimpses of his Manchester City team yesterday, looking pretty promising. But so far, he looks frightening with PSG. And can Chicho deal with that? Messi tried to go for the ball to Messi, but it eventually led to Relly Clips having the possession. It's Di Maria wide open. Firpo tries to chase in, instead tries to go inside the penalty area, making sure that the cross does not find the intended target. Pedri. Messi. Oh, that's not a good pass. It was straight to Marco Verratti. It's Neymar going 1v1 with Firpo. Now Firpo advanced forward. So that means Jorel could actually pass the ball in the central areas and exploit the space. But now that Firpo is back, and that would have been a That's definitely a wasted opportunity. Verratti. Mbappe. Okay, oh, look at that against Firpo, against Mariba, against Araujo. It doesn't matter. But Chicho was able to deny that, and the pressure is on Chicho. The body language says it there. He's already shaken here by rally clips. He's already down 2-0 here in the second leg, 5-2 in aggregate. So he'll definitely have to make some adjustments here. All right. So Dembele is going to be his striker. He benched Messi? Okay. He benched Messi, goes for Dembele up front, which is a bit risky, but in hindsight, it does make sense given that Dembele has a speed advantage and the fact that he's got the ambidextrosity. He can shoot from both his left and his right. So maybe Chicho could capitalize on that. I mean, Messi is more of a playmaker, but maybe he's going to put a lot of pressure onto Pedri to do the playmaking together with Frankie de Jong. And then go for Dembele as your goal-scoring option. And here's Jorel with Mbappe. Neymar. Now Chicho intercepts it. Pedri. Here's Ousmane Dembele, but that was denied. The ball was given straight to Juan Bernat. Now Chicho does not know how to deal with Juan Bernat. He's still thinking. Now he's up against Neymar. Like, does he commit to Juan Bernat? But he knows he's going to leave himself exposed if he commits to Juan Bernat. Now Chicho going for Mariba. It's Jordi Alba. Mariba. Sergio Roberto. Collado. Ousmane Dembele. Pedri. So far, Pedri is forced to move back. Because yesterday, Pedri was moving forward for Chicho. Now here's Chicho with Jordi Alba. Frankie de Jong to Collado! There's the confidence shifter, but is that offside? It is offside! Oh, that is not good there for Chicho. He was wasted there, but now that could be the answer that he desperately needed. It's Collado who's able to find the net. It's 1-2, 3-5 in aggregate. I mean, that offside rule could have sapped the morale and the soul of Chicho San Gabriel, but instead, that actually made him more motivated to go for a push. Now, Relly Clips or Jorel has to be careful. He does not want to go for a golden goal matchup. He also does not want to lose this. You do not want to concede a defeat, especially if you got the upper hand early on. Now Chicho could score 2 more goals or make that 3 if he wants to go for a masterclass. Remember, this is FIFA. In FIFA, everything could happen. Now Jorel is giving Frankie de Jong so much space. But this might not be good for him because Collado's got that space. And then to Pedri, the entire defense has collapsed as Chicho has found the net twice already. And this is looking really bad here for Jorel. I mean, his defense, which looked very solid, like brick wall, now all of a sudden is collapsing. It's already 5-4 in aggregate. And with this 2-2 goal line here, and you can see Chicho already bringing that game face, that the change of expression. If yesterday he was like as cool as a cucumber, now he's already looking like a detective trying to solve every case in the world. And thank goodness Relly's got Leandro Paredes. Perhaps that's a wake-up call. He's actually sending his midfielders to drop deep, which he has done in the first leg. Oh, Kimpembe was able to deny that. So far, Jorel is struggling to go on the offense here. So Jorel is more of the player that in the first half is going to light up the scoreboard, but in the second half could actually fall flat. Dagba with the denial. Nice block. Dagba once again. 2 consecutive blocks by Dagba. He's not the first option for PSG's defense. Now Neymar has the ball in the counter. Got so much space. Here's Leandro Paredes. 75 minutes. The action is indeed mind-boggling and intense. Jarrell hanging on to this 5-4 aggregate lead. Chicho trying to force a golden goal match or a third leg, or is he going to go for the W, which is really Herculean of him, especially knowing that he was down by a huge margin, a 2-0, a deficit early on. And now Jarrell has made adjustments. He needs to sharpen his defense. Now Chicho building the block with Serginho Dest. Pedri. Mariba. Oh, that could have been another opportunity there by Chicho. So Jarrell's game plan is that he's not going to aggressively pressure Chicho. He's going to wait for Chicho to attack the penalty area. Then he's going to make a defensive stop, which is very smart. Paredes to Neymar, back to Paredes. Here's Neymar. That could be the final nail in the coffin for Chicho because Neymar has scored in the 81st minute. So Jarrell might even opt to go for a hyper or a park the bus strategy. Make that a park a plane strategy just to make sure that Chicho does not find the net. I mean, he needs to score 2 goals within 10 minutes of FIFA. Take note, 10 minutes of FIFA, not 10 minutes of life. So that's a short time duration for Chicho to make things happen. Now here's Jarrell. He's just going to move the ball around. Oh, that's a nice pass by Paredes to Mbappe. 1v1 with Firpo. But Firpo was able to stand strong. Is Chicho trying to get an opportunity. Jordi Alba is open in the left flank. So far, Jarrell is exposed in the flanks. Pedri swarmed by Kimpembe and Pembele. 2 names that rhyme well together. And now this could lead to a counter-attacking opportunity. It's Leandro Paredes to Neymar. 1 more goal and this could be over for Chicho. Can he pull a goal to living the dream? Last-minute goals. And that's it. Jarrell is going to the finals. A convincing victory for him. It looked pretty shaky for him. And now he's going to go up against a fellow football player in Renard Yu in the finals. So he is going to be one of the representatives. So both Renard and Jarrell have already secured their slots to bring national pride. But Chicho was dominant in the in the group stages, but this match has shown that there is a lot for him to learn for him to go for the esports dreams. My goodness, that was a really, really close encounter and a very commendable effort by these 2 gentlemen.
Wow, nail-biting affair there. All the while, I thought Chicho was set to complete an incredible comeback from 2-5 down on aggregate, and then all of a sudden, Jarrell finally getting that insurance goal through Neymar. I thought that really helped him, ease some nerves in the second half. But boy, oh boy, Chicho San Gabriel was oh so close in tying that match and really, changing the script. And but then again, credit to Jarrell with that incredible response near the end. And but what a game, though! What a game! What a showcase game! Our second semifinal, that was Jarrell Aristorenas coming out on top, 6-4 on aggregate. Similar 3-2 wins in both legs. Early goals for Jarrell, but again, credit to Chicho for keeping it close in the second half with those 2 goals as well.
Yep, indeed. I mean, that was a really good performance by Chichio. I mean, he was able to show his skill level in the group stages, but you realized in this match it's already different. Like Jorel was able to properly execute a defensive game plan that Chichio struggled to cope. Like you can clearly see Jorel, he's just giving so much space for Chichio to dribble the ball away from the penalty area, and that's fine because Chicho is the sort of player that likes to bring the action inside the penalty area. So when he moves the ball inside the penalty area, that's where Jorel reacts, which is very intelligent. I mean, you thought that with the space given by Jorel, that Chicho could capitalize and maybe score a golazzo or whatever shenanigan he brings, or any rabbit of the hat out of the hat. But Jorel just proved that he really prepared for this encounter, and we're hoping that we could see the same against Renard Yu in the finals. It's really, really intense when these two fought each other in the group stages, and maybe we might see the same course of action in the finals.
Yeah, and that was you know, again a masterclass from Jurel. You know, he was really letting Chicho San Gabriel play in that second half. You know, just conceding possession, but at the final moment when he needed to come up with something with a defensive effort that he needed to prevent him from scoring, it was there, and he was able to make it to the final. And you know, it's a proud moment for Jerry Sorenas. He will be the second representative for the Philippines in the FIFAe Nations Series. He's, you know, just a shout out to our friends from the Bacolod Dynamo VFC Pro Club. So that is where Jorel also plays. He is their striker, according to the one of the players there, one of the leaders there. Spooky Pontino has been very active in promoting FIFA 21 online. So yeah, congratulations to the club as well. At least you got someone from your club representing the country in the FIFAe Nations Series. So we'll be right back for the final. It's Renard Yu against Gerald Restorenas, a grudge match from their encounter yesterday. It was a close one yesterday. 3-2 winners. 3-2 win for Renard Yu. We'll see if Jorel can come up with sweet payback, sweet revenge. So stick with us here on the PFF eTrophy.
And one for Nats, trying to go for another opportunity. There's the tip ball. Raul Gonzalez, and it goes in here for Relic. With the black jerseys right there. And Renard Yu is playing as PSG. As Renard Yu is going to get blitz passed by. And another shot there by Burrell. Rally blitz. Di Maria. Backer. Here's Kurzawa. And Renard Yu finds an opening 2-1 in favor of Renard over Jorel. Mahrez, Rodri are known as those passing specialists to Raheem Sterling. It's 2-2 shooting options as, oh, look at this, Sadio Mane goes 1-1, but the defense, and it goes through there, and United Stone is now down. Miguelito Aquino is celebrating as it gets his first victory for today. That further Mo Salah against David De Gea. What's the outcome? And Miguelito Aquino goes for the stump on the United Stone. And now Roberto to Messi, 1v1 with Rudiger. You can see Neymar back to Mbappe, the usual combination. Oh, he just flew past Van Dijk right there, and Miguelito Aquino. Karaki back to Paredes to Neymar. Neymar, go for the Xavi dribble pass, and it's 2-0 in ASAP. He's trying to live up to his IGN. Can he make some sort of moment of magic here? It's Roberto Firmino goes for the answer. That's what you need, Arcane Caster. Once again, the combination, the Havertz-Werner combination. That's a nice trick move right there by Rose Mallow. All the way to Mateo Kovacic.
Hello, everyone, and this is the main event, the grand finale of the FIFAe Nations Series. This is the finals. And of course, these two players are already going to be representing the Philippines for the FIFAe Nations Series in the international level. But we'd certainly like to declare who the champion is as part of a curtain call. So it is Jorel Aristorenas as Relly Clips. Historically, he has played PSG and Manchester City, going up against Renard Yu, also known as Pitch Black, who has played PSG all throughout this tournament. Now, Renard Yu is a member of the Youth Ascals team, whereas Jorel is a member of the United City Football Club, as well as Loyola Meralco Sparks. As the match is underway, here we go as the first shot and the first goal there in that match. It's a mirror match between PSG, and Jorel scores first blood against Renard Yu in this grudge match. Now can Renard respond? Gives the ball to Mbappe, to Neymar, Dembele, Dagba. And there's the attempt here. It's Kylian Mbappe, but Jorel once again with a properly executed defensive stance. So I believe Jorel has actually studied the FIFA esports meta, which is heavily focused on a perfectly timed defensive setup, which we clearly saw against Chichio San Gabriel. And so far it's being replicated there as, oh my goodness, he just went past the defender. But Renard Yu with backer at his back to make sure that that does not go towards the net. Clearance straight to Di Maria. Will Jorel go for another one? Oh, he actually tried to dribble his way past two defenders, but to no effect. Now here's Renard on the counterattack. But Juan Bernat denies everything. And now here's Renard. Will he actually find the net? Here's Sarabia. Neymar. Now Renard tries to go. Here's the opportunity for Renard, but no. Jorel once again with a strong defensive stance there. But Renard was able to regain possession. Now, Renard knows that there's a target man in the central areas, but he's heavily contested here. Jorel knows if he gives the ball, which is what we're seeing, and that's another properly timed tackle there by Jorel. Once again, showing off his inner Jose Mourinho in this match. Here's Paredes, Verratti, Neymar, here's Juan Bernat. He's tried to fancy his way past Florenzi, but it wasn't really to a good effect. So now Renard Yu is going to attack in the right, and he's trying to overload the right with Mbappe shifting towards that area, together with Dagba. But Dagba is now moved and drifted to the central areas. But Relly Clips, Jorel was able to read that perfectly. So far, Renard was able to prevent most of Jorel's forward passes, but maybe he's found that opening now. Here's Mbappe. That was properly denied by Renard. Now Renard trying to look for the equalizer. Dagba. The control there by Renard was just too much. Was able to push the ball further forward, leading to that interception, but he was able to recover the ball back. Neymar 1v1 against Bakker. Forced to move the ball back if you're a Renard Yu. Just shows you how Jorel has really mastered the art of defending. And another push of the ball straight. I guess Renard really needs to fix that right stick dribbling technique. to prevent those mishaps. Paredes. And, that's a foul there by Renard, so Jarrell gets the free kick. Kimpembe could be the option for the header. Instead, he goes for short, gets for the short ball with it to Juan Bernat. Kylian Mbappe 1v1 with Florenzi. Florenzi wins that duel. And now here's Renard once again trying to attack on the right flank. It's Kurzawa. Di Maria's got tons and tons of space here. Will Kimpembe chase him up? Oh, that's a nice defensive stance once again by Jarrell, just making sure that the angle does not provide the space for Renard Yu to finally get that equalizer. Paredes straight to Florenzi. That's a nice through ball. Perfectly read there by Jarrell. And he gives the ball to Leandro Paredes to Neymar. Neymar 1v1 with Kurzawa. Neymar! Jarrell is up 2-0 in this matchup. He is dominating Renard Yu. If yesterday's group stage was a close, nitty-gritty encounter, this is a serious attempt here by Jarrell. Just look at that face early on. He's really eyeing for the championship prize of this tournament. Is Jarrell with Leandro Paredes. This could be another potential stomp. This time by Jarrell. It's Angel Di Maria. Di Maria. Oh, it could have been another of those forceful dribble moves straight to the goalkeeper. And that wasn't the case. It's Kylian Mbappe. Once again, it's Mbappe. Di Maria for Renard Yu. Tries to go for the cross, but Juan Bernat. Jarrell's Juan Bernat is right in front of him. Just look at that. Look at the closing there by Jarrell. Renard is currently frustrated. Just you can clearly see that Jarrell has really read Renard's game plan in their group stage match. Let's look at the halftime score, 2-0. And Renard will have to make some adjustments. He's going to overload the box based on what he's doing. I mean, he's trying to, because he needs to score goals. It's understandable. But Renard's not the guy Renard is actually trying to look for crosses. But in this game, it doesn't seem to be the case. Now, Jarrell's done a good job in making sure that the ball does not go inside the penalty area. Just shutting off Di Maria's angle. And it's really a good way to make sure that the low block that Jarrell is deploying is not going to be exposed, because that's like one way to expose the low block. As you can see here, this could be an opportunity for Renard Yu, but no, Kimpembe once again. So it's really a struggle here for Renard Yu to deal with this defensive strategy by Jarrell. Now that Jarrell's got the 2-0 lead, he's definitely going to let go of possession. He's going to be playing a bit more passive, just like we saw against Chichio San Gabriel. Oh, look at this Di Maria for Rally Clips for Jarrell. Prancing his way, trying to deliver a samba lesson, but it eventually leads to an opportunity for Renard Yu, who has Mbappe up front against 3 defenders, forced to pass the ball towards the back. He's got no other option left. Mbappe. Just dilly-dallying with the ball. Neymar, 1v1 against Verratti. Oh, look at that, against 3 defenders! But Keylor Navas, with the shaky clearance, was able to deny Renard Yu an opportunity. Against Marco Verratti, against Kimpembe, that is an impressive dribbling skill there by Renard Yu. And he's regained possession. Can he finally get that goal? Dembele is not the first option for creativity, but that guy is Neymar. He's outmuscles the defense, outmuscles Kimpembe, but Kimpembe has the final say inside the penalty area. And now Jarrell with Leandro Paredes. Oh, that's a nice fancy move right there. Forced to move the ball to Florenzi. Marco Verratti. Neymar. His angle, Di Maria. 1v1 with Florenzi. But Florenzi's got the upper hand with the defensive effort there. Kurzawa. Here's Dagba to Verratti. Now here's Neymar. Dembele. Juan Bernat. Now Renard's going for the left flank. Neymar. Mbappe. Sarabia. It's Sarabia. Oh, that's a nice dribble move by Sarabia. In a tight angle. That was too tight. Jarrell actually wanted him to go for the checkmate game, and that's what he's shown there. Checkmate. You go straight to the tight angle. You're not going to get the shot. And Renard trying to look for an opening. Just look at how many defenders are inside. Sending two. He could use a touchline as a 12th man the way Antonio Conte's done it for Inter Milan. And now here's Leandro Paredes. Neymar. Mbappe. That could have been 3-0, but a good defensive effort there by Renard. Juan Bernat. Neymar. Di Maria for Jarrell. Di Maria. But Bakker is there to stop the momentum of Angel Di Maria. And here's Renard trying to go for the through ball straight to Di Maria, but the other backer, Jarrell's backer, is the one denying that opportunity. So crunch time here for Renard in the first half, down 2-0. Can he make something out of this? Jarrell goes with Neymar, who was able to out-muscle the defense. But Florenzi with the help effort. And now he moves the ball, Renard to Sarabia in the left flank. Jarrell is going to not overcommit. Instead, he relies on the help defender to commit. But you can see, a pass straight to Bakker. Properly defended there by Jarrell, making sure that Sarabia effort does not yield to anything spectacular. Is Marco Verratti. But instead, Renard gets the interception. Dembele. Sarabia, so much space open there on the left flank. Look at what Jarrell's doing. That could be the opening for Renard, and he's finally got it. Mbappe scores in the 84th minute here in the first leg. So Renard trying to get that momentum, trying to get that steam back in the game. He was trying to bait Jarrell from that tight angle because he knows he's not going to score there. So when he confuses Jarrell, finally he was able to find a wide open player. It was Mbappe. It's a smart plan by Renard. So that could be one way to destroy this tightly congested penalty area by Jarrell. And speaking of Jarrell, he has possession here. Trying to put the final nail in this match. Di Maria. Verratti. Slowly, cautiously moving the ball, Marco Verratti. Instead, leads to Renard, who gets the interception. As that's a nice tackle there by Dagba, making sure that Neymar does not get any momentum. Di Maria clobbered there by Bakker, and Jarrell Aristorenas with the 2-1 victory here in the first leg of the finals. So Renard could bounce back in the second leg. I mean, he still has an opportunity to capture the championship. I mean, it's still a 1-point lead in favor of Jarrell, and you can clearly see that Jarrell is in a different time zone already, given how excellent he played against Chichio, and now against his best friend Renard Yu. So look at the stats here. Pretty close in possession, even in terms of shots on target and obviously the number of goals and the number of shots. But given the defensive effort here by Jarrell, you can clearly see that he's really got the upper hand in this match, just giving the tight angles to Renard Yu, which is very needed, especially knowing that Renard, just like his good old pal Chichio, loves to play inside the penalty area. You do not want to give any space for Renard Yu to capitalize on.
Yeah, high-level match there. We witnessed the first leg 2-1 in favor of Jarrell Aristorenas over Renard Yu. But that second half was very promising for Renard Yu, Carlos. Although we saw that, Jarrell really had his defensive scheme right on point up until that goal from Mbappe scoring for Renard Yu. You see the anticipation on what Renard was going to do, especially when he's on the flanks. Jarrell's really done a great job in tightening that angle for preventing some passes, especially some cutback. But it is going to be one hell of a second match in this one, because we're still on a knife edge. The tie is still on a knife edge. 2-1 for Jarrell Aristorenas. We're giving our players a breather before we go to one final match to decide who gets to lift the PFF eTrophy this afternoon. So any expectations here, Carlos, for the second leg?
Well, I'm going to be expecting Jarrell to go for his coveted defensive approach. Regarding Renard, this is going to be tricky, so I'm not sure if he has an answer to this defensive schemes here by Jarrell. Because if Chichio wasn't able to find any opportunity, what more could Renard Yu do in this match? I mean, you can clearly see that Jarrell was able to decipher his opponent's game plan. And it's not just like his knockout stage opponent in the first match, even whoever he faces in the finals. And he already knew that Renard Yu is going to be the guy he's going to face, and you can clearly see. So I'm expecting Renard may try to make some adjustments in the second leg. I mean, he could change his lineup instead of going for the likes of Sarabia, and maybe go for other important pieces for the PSG roster.
Now we'll check out the two players on how they'll handle this last match. The pressure is definitely on for Jarrell Aristorenas and Renard Yu. This is the PFF eTrophy. We'll be right back for the second leg of the final between Renard Yu and Jarrell Aristorenas. Stick with us.
Juan Bernat trying to go for another opportunity. There's the chip ball. Raul Gonzalez, and it goes in here for Relic. With the black jerseys right there. And Renard Yu is playing as PSG. As Renard Yu's going to get blitz passed by. And another shot there by Jarrell. Rally blitz. Di Maria. Backer. Here's Kurzawa. And Renard Yu finds an opening 2-1 in favor of Renard over Jarrell. Mahrez, Rodri are known as those passing specialists to Raheem Sterling. It's 2-2 shooting options as, look at this, Sadio Mane goes 1-1 but the defense, and it goes through there, and United Stoke is now down. Miguelito Aquino is celebrating as it gets his first victory for today. That murder. Mo Salah against David De Gea. What's the outcome? And Miguelito Aquino goes for the stump on the United Stoke. Now Roberto to Messi. 1v1 with Rudiger. You can see Neymar back to Mbappe, the usual combination. Oh, he just flew past Van Dijk right there, and he's getting knocked off. Verratti back to Paredes to Neymar. Neymar goes for the Xavi dribble pass, and it's 2-0 in the ASAP. He's trying to live up to his IGN. Can he make some sort of moment of magic here? It's Roberto Firmino goes for the answer. That's what you need, Arcane Caster. Once again, the combination, the Havertz-Werner combination. That's a nice trick move right there by Rose Mallow. All the way to Mateo Kovacic. Bernat trying to go for another opportunity. They have the tip ball. Raul Gonzalez, and it goes in here for Relic. With the black jerseys right there. And Renard Yu is playing as PSG. As Renard Yu's going to get blitz passed by. And another shot there by Durrell. Rally blitz. Di Maria. Backer. Here's Kurzawa. And Renard Yu finds an opening 2-1 in favor of Renard over Durrell. Mahrez, Rodri are known as those passing specialists to Raheem Sterling. It's 2-2. Shooting options as, oh, look at this. Sadio Mane goes 1-1 at the defense, and it goes through here. And United Stoke is now down. Miguelito Aquino is celebrating as it gets his first victory for today. That further Mo Salah against David De Gea. What's the outcome? And Miguelito Aquino goes for the stump on the United Stoke. And now Roberto to Messi. 1v1 with Rudiger. You can see Neymar back to Mbappe, the usual combination. Oh, he just flew past Van Dijk right there, and Miguelito Aquino. Karate back to Paredes to Neymar. Neymar goes for the Xavi dribble pass, and it's 2-0 in the ASAP. He's trying to live up to his IGN. Can he make some sort of moment of magic here? It's Roberto Firmino goes for the answer. That's what you need, Arcane Caster. Once again, the combination, the Havertz-Werner combination. That's a nice trick move right there by Rose Mallow. All the way to Mateo Kovacic.
We are back for the FIFAe Nations Series here in the Philippines. Renard Yu down 1-2 against Terrell. Both of these players are playing as Paris Saint-Germain. And the match is underway with Renard Yu as PSG with the collared jerseys, whereas Terrell is playing as Paris Saint-Germain with the white toned jerseys. And here we go. Can Renard Yu bounce back after a crushing first leg defeat? Can he equalize and force a third leg, aka the golden goal match? Or will Jarrell be able to get that victory? Unless if Renard Yu will be able to snatch it away from him if he scores, let's say, 3 goals in this matchup, and you'll leave Jarrell goalless. All right, the match is underway, and here we go, as Renard is using Dagba, who is intercepted there by Jarrell's Leandro Paredes. And here we go, is Jarrell, another of his threatening opportunities. Di Maria's got so much space, but Backer with the defensive play, just to make sure that Jarrell does not get a 3-1 lead in terms of aggregate standing. And here we go, Renard Yu on the counterattack, but Jarrell denies it once again with Leandro Paredes. So far Paredes has been the crucial piece for Jarrell in the defensive end. As you can see, as Mbappe goes for the shot! And Renard Yu is down 1-0 as Jarrell is just steamrolling his momentum. And Renard Yu's face says it all, and even that misplay there towards the touchline is a utterly disgraceful performance. You can clearly see it in his face right there. Just for him to be down 1-3 in terms of aggregate score against Jarrell is certainly a nightmare for him that he has to deal with. Here comes Jarrell once again. Neymar just dancing past Backer. Oh, it's past Backer! Rico! Doesn't matter if Rico saves it once. Jarrell gets the rebound. It's already a 2-0 lead. And Jarrell is just completely humiliating Renard with just a few succession in terms of like minutes. And now can Renard bounce back here? He has Sarabia, his usual left wing. Not the typical PSG first option for the left wing. And now Jarrell, here he goes with Mbappe on the counterattack. But you have Dagba with the interception there for Renard. Can he bounce back? Renard desperately trying to go for the miraculous momentum booster, the way his friend Chicho has done it. Can Renard do so? But you know, we all know Jarrell. He's the sort of guy that if he gets that 2-0 lead, he's going to go ultra defensive in the latter stages of the match. It's a shot there by Renard, which doesn't really bode well for him. but he still has the possession with him. Is Neymar on the left flank. Trying to dilly his way, but it's not easy. Jorel has just really put a stop on his dribbling skills. So Renard is trying to pass the ball between Sarabia and his fellow teammates Pembele and Di Maria. He goes for the triangle, tries to switch the play to the other side of the field, but so far it's not looking very effective, given this 5-man defense here by Jorel, which is capable of smothering whatever switch you have to deploy. I mean, that's a typical Antonio Conte approach. If you have a back three, make sure you learn how to transition in terms of defending the other side in case Renard is going to go for the switch. I mean, it's looking pretty effective. Conte does it perfectly because he uses the touchline as well. And that's what Jorel has been trying to do. Although, albeit he's not really pressuring the side flanks. He's a bit of the alternative of Antonio Conte, where he just lets the side flanks go. As you can clearly see that he just lets the Renard just run past him in that area. But it doesn't really matter because Jorel was able to defend it properly, leading to this potential opportunity. It's Paredes. It's Marco Verratti for Jorel. Neymar. He's not really sending a lot of players forward. Interchanging with Di Maria. It still looked threatening, even if Jorel doesn't even send a truckload of players or overload that area. And a great defensive effort right there, just making sure that it does not lead to anything. So now Jorel is just prancing his way through possession play, but instead goes for the turnover to Mbappe, but that was properly read by Kimpembe. So a solid defensive outing. It doesn't matter if Renard tries to go for the flanks, but Jorel was able to properly decipher the play. He tries to go into central areas, does not really seem to be of any effect. He tries to dribble his way outside, doesn't really matter. Goes for the crossing game, which is uncharacteristic of Renard. Doesn't really bode well for him as Neymar Jr. 1v2. It doesn't really matter. He's just going to blitz past this way in front of the goalkeeper and in front of the defense. He's already down 3-0 Renard U against Jorel. And you could clearly argue that Jorel was just hiding his real techniques here in the grand finale, and it's properly done. The timing is perfect. He'd already delivered a deceitful methodology in the group stages by just showing that, okay, I'll show my Manchester City performance. Let's see if you'll adapt to it. And so far, it doesn't really seem to matter at all. He switches to his main team, Paris Saint-Germain, and he's just delivered a PSG masterclass in front of Renard U, because normally we associate PSG with Renard, but Jorel has proven that this is also my team. 3-0 is a halftime score, and Renard is going to make a substitution. Now, a 4-2-3-1 formation by Renard U. So maybe he's going to change his approach here. Now, he's got Neymar as a central attacking midfielder, one of a Pochettino approach, where you have Paredes as your deep-lying playmaker, and Neymar as your roaming number 10. And it's actually pretty effective. Well, actually, he goes for Sarabia as now the number 10, and he's going for a back three. So Renard is trying to combine an offense and a defensive setup with this back three, which will eventually lead to a back five with Bernat and Di Maria dropping back. And he's going to go for goals now that Neymar and Mbappe are extremely up front. So he's going to ditch Neymar as a number 10, puts him up front. So he's really going to go for the long balls. And he's going to rely on the speed of both Neymar and Mbappe to score. Or actually, he's reverting back to his old strategy, going for a 4-2-3-1. Actually, no, he's going to the offensively back three approach. So he's going to amp up the pressure because he needs to score goals. Obviously, he's not going to put Florenzi as a striker. So So Neymar and Mbappe up front. Okay, so he opted to make a little bit of tweaks. So with Neymar and Mbappe up front, and Florenzi, who's normally positioned at the right, is going to be in the central area. So you have your right back in the central areas, means that you opt to go very defensive in those areas. Like you want to clog that space just to make sure that Jarrell does not have any opportunities, which is smart because so far Jarrell's opportunities are coming inside those central areas, specifically within the penalty area. So you got to make sure that does not go through if you're Renard U. So match is underway. The second half. It's looking like Jarrell is going to walk over with a trophy, given the fact that he's completely dominated this matchup. But we'll see. Anything could happen here in the second half. But so far, Jarrell has the one with the ball as he goes for the shot. Oh, Jarrell is enjoying his day. It's 4-0 in favor of Jarrell. He's gonna walk with the trophy. It's clearly over for Renard. I mean, the fact that he's completely usurped his momentum in this matchup, how he's asserted his dominance, there's really no way. I mean, he tries to go for the consolation with Mbappe if you're Renard U. But I guess Jarrell was just, giving him some space. All right, I'll give you a leeway, but it doesn't really matter, as the goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, was able to stop Renard's attempt of mounting a comeback. And now here comes Jarrell with Angel Di Maria. Oh, that's a nice pass to Leandro Paredes, but he was caught offside. That was a bit frustrating there. But that was a nice back heel pass straight towards Leandro Paredes. Not the first option that you see inside a penalty area, but as long as you see a player inside and the opportunity to score, you might as well capitalize on it. And now here's Renard with Mbappe. 1v1 with Bakker. Bakker wins, and the counter-attacking opportunity gets denied because Renard fouled one of Jarrell's players. But Jarrell could bounce back here with Angel Di Maria, who tried to lob the ball to Kylian Mbappe, but to no effect. Neymar 1v1 with Bakker. And so far, Bakker has been an integral center back for these two players, specifically for Jarrell, given that he has yet to concede a goal in the second leg. Now here's Renard with Di Maria. He's got Neymar. Oh, properly timed defensive stance there. Another proper defensive effort there by Jarrell. Jarrell was like, you dribble past me? Fine, you can dance whatever you like. Just samba in, tango in, doesn't really matter because I know you're going to take a shot after you go for the dribble. And just look at that. Look at the execution there by Jarrell. He said, I outsmarted you right there. And just look at that work of art there by Jarrell. Normally, defense isn't really highlighted, but in a game of FIFA where dribbles matter the most, you might encounter a player in FUT with a Cruyff and a Zidane and a Maradona. And if you have the defensive stance to deal against that, all right, or if you got the perfect execution to go for those standing tackles, then you become an FUT god. And there's a shot there by Renard. Actually, it's a weak shot. It's a very tame attempt there. So far, most of Renard's chances have been really a bit tame in this match. I mean, he's trying to look for a space in the left flank with Juan Bernat. But so far, it could look promising here. Maybe this could be Renard's first attempt to secure a W. Feints with Sarabia left and right. Bakker says, I'm already looking like Thiago Silva in my prime for PSG. Here's Sarabia for Renard. Oh, look at that. Body-to-body contact there by Jarrell, just making sure that it's not going to be easy for Renard to score the goal. Jarrell just lets Sarabia just wiggle his way past the defense. And Jarrell be like, it's fine. I mean, as long as I'm going to clog the areas. I mean, it's already a super duper tight angle. It doesn't really matter if you pass the ball inward because I got my defense on site. But as for Renard, his defense does not look on point there because he got beaten by Mbappe, who already usurps his way past Backer, which leads to a foul. So Renard's got this chance here. Florenzi, Dagba, Di Maria, Mbappe. Backer once again with the interception. As if he is the main center back option and not Marquinhos. Now here's Neymar for Renard. Can he finally behind the net? Yes, he does. He found the net. It took him 80 minutes for him to score. Just like in the first leg, it took him 81 minutes for Mbappe to find the net. This time it took 80 minutes for Neymar. But it could already go out of hand. Like for him to go down by a huge margin. It's already 4-1 here in the second leg. So it's already like 6-2 in aggregate. So it's not looking like an easy mountain to climb for Renard U. I mean, we've seen Jarrell make suffer a collapse against Chichio, but it's already a different ball game now that it's already in the 80-plus minute of the match. And Jarrell could just comfortably move the ball, which is what he's doing right now. As Florenzi has so much space to operate. Here's a cross to Neymar! Does not find the net, instead goes for the side netting. And you can clearly see Renard trying to desperately find an opportunity to attack, sends everyone forward, which led to Florenzi with a cross to Neymar for the side of Jarrell. So, a risky effort. I mean, it's understandable for Renard to go all out on offense, given the fact that he desperately needs to score a goal. But so far, he's already looking exposed, and that's like one of them right there. And now here's the counter-attacking play. Once again, Backer. And there you go, full-time whistle has been blown as Jarrell has dominated Renard 6-2 in aggregate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our very first champion of the FIFAe Nations Series here in the Philippines. It's Jarrell Aristoneras, aka Relly Clips, and my goodness, this is definitely a huge victory for him against one of the best FIFA players in this tournament. And certainly this might really enhance his reputation. This could be the start of a long journey in the esports scene. Of course, FIFA esports is still really small because it has that niche community, but eventually we could have our very first flag bearer with Jarrell. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, Jarrell Aristoneras, congratulations. Wow. What a performance in that final. The Renard U beat him in the group stage, but he came back with a vengeance, taking control of that first leg and then really pouring it on in the second leg. And Renard just found no answer to actually the defensive game plan of Jarrell. It seemed like all of his goals came from defense and then leading to a quick counter, and no answer really for Renard. But props to Renard for getting it this far and making it to the FIFAe Nations Series. Now I can feel that the Philippines will have a very strong contingent for that competition, Carlos.
Yep, definitely. I mean, given the fact that Jarrell was so dominant in the knockout stages, we thought he's good in the group stages, but here in the knockout stages, he's a different human being. He just completely stomped everyone that stood in his way. And he also showed us that, because when you go to FIFA, we go up against our friends, we play up against everyone else. It's all about the dribbles. But Jarrell just showed it's not just about all the fancy dribbles. You can do the step overs, you can do all the Marseille turns, the pirouettes, the chops, the bicycle kicks. But if you don't know how to properly time your tackles, you're not going to win. And you can clearly see that in this matchup. A commendable effort, just showing us that a well-balanced game in FIFA is so crucial for success.
Yeah, we'll check if Jorel can join us on the call, Carlos, so we can talk to him about his victory. But talk about that, that road to the final, actually, because here he is. Hey, Jorel Aristorenas, our champion, PFF eTrophy first winner. Congratulations, bro. Just talk us through your journey here in this competition. You lost to Renard yesterday, but you finished as the number 2 seed in your group, and then pulling out very convincing wins against very formidable players today.
Yeah, thank you so much especially for having me. It was such a fun little tournament. Like you don't get this like often, especially in the Philippines. So through my journey, let me see. Yeah, from the first tough, because obviously you don't want to go out there and lose your first game. It will end up being like tough for you. So I learned from my mistakes, and I just made sure to play more aggressive throughout the rest of the tournament.
Yep, indeed. And Jorel, I'm curious. Like, it seems yesterday you were just trying to get the hang out of things, but in this game, it felt like you've analyzed the opposition. Did you really prepare for the?
I had to.
Oh wow, that's a lot of effort at your end.
Yesterday I went into the first game, no warm up. Didn't know like how the opponent played. So every chance I could get to join I would analyze their gameplays.
Yeah, and we clearly saw that. You were able to decipher the game plans of Chichio and even Renard as well. I mean, you convincingly dominated them in terms of like defense, which is sort of like a skill that's highly advanced in the FIFA esports scene. So, next question: what's going to be next for Jorel after this victory?
Next, who knows? Right now, I'm concentrating on my football. So at the moment, I don't have a team, so I'm just training every other day, just keeping fit. So whenever I get called, I'll be ready. But with the esports thing, I'm not too sure. Wherever you guys take me.
Yeah, but we have a very worthy representative in the FIFAe Nations Series. Will you make yourself available for that, Jorel?
100%, 100%.
So, I think that's great. Getting the commitment from Jorel to participate and represent the flag in the FIFAe Nations Series. This has been a very quite an enjoyable tournament, quite an enjoyable 2 days, Carlos, and we have Jorel Aristorenas as our worthy champion of the first FIFA eTrophy. And thank you so much, Carlos, for being with us, because you made our matches really enjoyable and entertaining with your shoutcasting. But this is a new realm entered by the PFF. And with the response of the people and the enthusiasm of players like Jorel, we're planning to make this one bigger in the coming years.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it's such a huge honor to be involved in this event, and it's also a blessing where we all get to know more about the football community, not just in terms of on-the-field performance, but even in terms of like the esports scene. This is definitely a new realm that's worth exploring for the development of football in the country. I mean, I admit, I'm really excited what's next for the football scene here in the Philippines, especially in the realm of esports. Like it's looking promising so far. I'm already looking at the chat, and you can see various communities. Like you mentioned earlier, you made a shout out earlier in one of those clubs. So you can see there's a very small foundation here in this country, but what's going to happen if this foundation eventually grows? That's the exciting part, where all of a sudden we have a united community that could finally knock on the doorsteps in the annals of a Philippine esports history.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And of course, don't forget, of course, we still have the real thing going on here in the PFF. We still have a lot of projects ahead of us. We're still on a halt because of the pandemic, but for sure, the PFF has laid out some really good plans and programs. We still have our some of our projects in with the grassroots, with youth development, and of course our national teams, especially our men's national team, which will be seeing action in June in the FIFA World Cup qualifier. So plenty to look forward to in the coming months. Also, the league, we've scheduled it on the Philippines Football League is scheduled in July. So hopefully, when everything is safe, we'll have everyone there, and let's all enjoy football together once again. We might be having you, Carlos, as well. Who knows if you're available, and we will bigger. We'll get you in the real thing as well. Not
I
just
look
in the,
forward to that. I look
not
forward
just
to
in
that,
the
Settle.
Yes,
Like,
so thank you so much. It's such an honor having Carlos Pineda, uh, bringing you the action here in our PFF eTrophy. But that's it for now for us, from our president, Mariano Arneta, our Secretary General, General Secretary Edwin Gastanes, and everyone in the Philippine Football Federation. We thank you so much for your support in our first ever PFF eTrophy. So continue supporting Philippine football, and we'll see you once again. And stay safe and God bless. Thank you so much. And Jarrell, congratulations.
Thank you so much.